3D fitness formula for body and soul. We know that if somebody is physically weak, but the mind is strong, they cope up with the physical illness very well and easily. They get better quickly. And when there is a situation like the current one, we all understand that we not only need physical fitness to prevent the infection, but we also need strong support of the mind, emotional strength, which also helps for the physical fitness. So it's very important to focus on the complete fitness, including the body and soul, rather than focusing on the physical fitness alone. So with that in mind, we'll go into our topic, the fitness formula for body and soul. So when we go to the eye doctor, we always hear that 2020 is the perfect vision. So when there's 2020, we feel good, it's the perfect vision. So this year, 2020, God and nature has given us this time when we can focus on our own vision, where we can focus on rejuvenating ourselves. You all might have heard from the friends or relatives that the most polluted city in India, in Delhi also, air is becoming cleaner. They can hear the birds' sounds. So nature is rejuvenating, and nature has given us this time to go within. We can't go out in the lockdown, but we can always go within. This is the time for us to go within and to focus within and to have a clear vision for ourselves, to become fit inside out. So with that 2020 perfect vision, we'll move into the topic. So what does complete fitness mean to us? So we'll say, like, we need to be very strong, the muscle power should be strong, the strength should be there, endurance should be there, because it's not just one time, it has to be constant. We need to not get tired, and there should be a constant strength in the endurance. And flexibility, we want to do whatever we want to do with our body. And a healthy mind and a healthy body, that makes a complete fitness. So we'll go with each regarding each of them in the following slides. So as we said, healthy mind and healthy body together is complete fitness and gives us a happy life. So how mind and body are closely interlinked and closely related, we'll look into that. So about 60%, and actually more than that, are psychosomatic, which means psycho means it is the emotional component or the being, and somatic, if the mind is not strong, then it will affect the body. So lots of diseases, or the root causes in the level of the mind and the thoughts and emotional level. So when body has disease, does mind get affected? We all experienced at some point of time. If the body has a little fever or some illness, the mind also gets affected. Even if it is for 1-2 days, we feel very frustrated, very anxious, stressed out. What can I do? Things like that. Similarly, body is perfect, but our mood is not good. Something didn't happen right, and that was affecting our mood. Our body is perfect, we can do whatever we want with the body, but if the mood is not good, then also we don't feel like doing anything. So body and mind are very closely interlinked. The next question we have to also think is, when the negative thinking can cause diseases, can positive thinking heal the body? Absolutely yes, right? But we sometimes don't focus on the positive thinking. We feel like, oh, does it really happen? But it does, because negative thinking is causing diseases, then definitely positive thinking heals the body. So we have to focus and really give a lot of importance to our thoughts. So there is some, these are some developing fields in the last few years, Psycho-Neuro-Immunology, which means the mind sends the signals of whatever we are feeling to the brain, and the brain then controls the body. It sends the signals to the body through the hormones and through the nervous system. So if you see on that in this slide, so the nervous system gives signals and controls the immune system and also controls the hormonal system. So mind, the thoughts, the feelings or the emotions are sending the signal to the brain, and then it sends all the signals to the body and controls. So that is the psycho-neuro-immunology. So lots of studies are being or have been going on this, and we all understood that the immune system is really important to fight off any infections or viruses. Especially now we are focused on that with the current situation. So we have to understand that the stress gives a wrong signal to the immune system. So relaxation is important, positive thinking is important. So in this, we will go through the pathway a little bit. So when there is a stress pathway, when there is perception of threat, some threat or some stress is going on, the mind sends the signals to the brain. A part of the brain is called hypothalamus, and from there, through some other neuronal connections to the adrenal gland, it's the gland where the steroids, the cortisol hormones are secreted. That process happens. To some extent, we all need these hormones for the proper functioning of the body. But when the stress level goes up, the more and more stress hormones get produced in the body, and that causes increased blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, and immune system gets impaired. So that's not okay signal, too much stress on the brain. And in the relaxation pathway, same pathway goes, but it gives rise to good hormones like endorphins. They are called endorphins or enkephalins. They are hormones that make us feel relaxed and that make us feel peaceful and good. And that has the effect on the body with good blood pressure control, heart rate is at good rate, and there will be no muscle tension, and immune system gets strengthened. So it's important to understand what kind of signal we are giving to our brain. That is, what kind of thoughts we are sending to the brain that causes whether stress hormones, or that causes good hormones to be released. So we all have experienced that mind gets affected when the body gets ill, and when the mind is not good, body gets affected. We all experience that. But there are so many scientific studies which prove mind over matter. So we'll go into like one of them, but there are so many studies which prove that mind over matter. So in one study at Harvard, they checked this magnetic cranial stimulation they checked the brain waves and the neuronal growth in the brain. What they did was a group of people played piano for 1 to 2 hours every day. The other group of people, they just imagined playing piano for 1 to 2 hours but did not play physically. They just imagined and visualized that they played piano. The second group. First group actually played the piano. What they observed is very dramatic thing. The study revealed the region of brain that controls the piano playing fingers also expanded in the brains of volunteers who imagined playing the music and actually did not play. So the discovery showed that the mental training had the power to change even the physical structure of the brain. Similar findings were noted in Alan Richardson is a psychologist in Australia. What they did was a group of people, they played basketball and they practiced all the movements they need in basketball for a group they for 20 minutes a day. The second group, they just visualized that they are playing that. The third group didn't do anything, and what they noticed in the performance is the first group who played, practiced physically, and the second group who just thought that they are playing, the response was really equal in their performance. All these things tell us that we have tremendous capacity in our mind. Our thoughts can change our physical body also. So we really have to keep that much importance to the power of mind, the power of thoughts. So knowing that, who is responsible for my fitness, which in other words we can say a complete health. If we are completely fit means we are healthy. So who is responsible for that? Question yourself. I think we all will answer, I am responsible for my health. So it is self-responsibility. And the self-responsibility comes through self-empowerment. We need to empower ourselves so we can take the responsibility in a better way. So the word healthy itself says, if you cut the word heal plus die, it becomes healthy, which literally means heal yourself. So body has tremendous capacity in healing itself when we take care of it well. So body and soul, they are in constant communication in this process to help the body to rejuvenate on its own, to heal on its own. So always we keep in mind the word healthy means heal, die. You heal yourself with your power of mind, power of thoughts, power of your physical body. You heal yourself. And to do that, to empower ourselves, we need the knowledge of soul, we need the knowledge of the body, we need the biological clock, circadian system knowledge, and these things empower ourselves, and we can take a better responsibility for our own fitness and health. So we said that our topic is 3D fitness formula for body and soul, right? So the first step is, the first D in the formula is to discover the self. It's a very important step to discover the self. Only when we know our true self, only when we know our true potential, then we work on it. If we don't know our own self and our own potential, then it's hard to focus on that or work on that. So first step is to discover the self. And we have been talking about the power of the mind and the interaction of the mind and body. So we'll know what is mind and what is physical body and what is soul now. So as you know, human being, we call ourselves human beings, which means the human word comes from the word humus or humus, which means soil, which means the body is made up of, the physical body is made up of the 5 elements, the matter, and the being is the true living energy, the sparkling star, the true living energy which resides in this physical body and controls the physical body, operates the physical body. So that is the soul. You can also remember the soul as it's the source of unique light, SOUL, source of unique light, the life energy, the living energy that resides between the eyebrows on the forehead and controls the whole physical body. So we are made up of this physical body that's made up of the matter, 5 elements, and the living energy, soul. So the only difference between a living person and a non-living person is organs are the same, body looks the same, but the soul, the living energy, the movement is not there in the non-living person. So that's the living energy. So the soul resides in the brain at a place where the controls happen for the whole body, at the place where hypothalamus and pituitary glands are located in the brain. That's where the soul is located, so it can send the signals to the brain, those parts of the brain, to send the control signals to the rest of the body. So mind is the subtle power, brain is the physical organ. So there are three faculties of soul, we can say, powers of the soul or faculties of the soul, because soul itself is metaphysical. It is not something made of matter. It is metaphysical. It's an energy. We cannot see it, but we can experience it. So the faculties of the soul are mind, intellect, and the impression. So this is why we were talking about the how mind affects the body. So this faculties of the soul are mind, intellect, and impressions. So mind is a subtle power and brain is the physical organ. So the thoughts generated from the mind are sending the signals to the brain, and that sends the controls to the body. So what does it mean to have soul fitness? What are our goals to have soul fitness? A strong mind to create pure, positive, elevated thoughts. Mind itself has the capacity to generate thoughts. Its only work is to generate thoughts. But to have soul fitness, we have to train our mind to create only pure, positive, elevated thoughts, but not the waste thoughts. The second faculty is intellect. We have to make our intellect sharp to choose the right thoughts to put into actions, because we create so many thoughts, but intellect's job is to choose the right thought to put into action. So I want to share a quick example here, a little story how important it is to sharpen our intellect, because only when we sharpen our intellect we can choose the right decision right away without wasting energy. So there's the woodcutter who starts his work as a woodcutter. He goes to forest every day, cuts the wood and sells them, and that's his living. So for a month or two he was doing really good. He was able to cut a lot of wood and was able to feed his family, live his life happy. After a couple of months, he started getting lesser and lesser wood. He was not able to cut the wood with his knife. So then he thought if he spends time in sharpening the knife, he would waste some time in the day, and then he can't cut the wood well. So he keeps on neglecting sharpening the knife, and then notices that because the knife is not sharp, he's not able to cut the wood well, and the lesser and lesser inventory he has, the lesser and lesser money he was getting, and he was not able to feed his family. Then he understood the importance of sharpening the knife, and the day he spends in sharpening the knife, the next day he gets double and triple the amount of the wood that he has to sell, and he earned more money. Here similarly, sometimes we don't give time to sharpen our intellect. We don't understand the importance of sharpening our intellect, and we spend a lot of time, should I choose this or should I choose that? Is this a right decision, wrong decision? We are not able to choose well. We are not able to choose it with the right direction. So we need to sharpen our intellect, and that will happen in the process of meditation. We'll go through that later. So sharp intellect is one of the things that we need to make our soul fit. And the third thing is the impressions or resolves, we call, or sanskars in Hindi we call, which means the more and more actions we perform, that becomes our impression. So if the mind creates pure thoughts, intellect chooses the right decision, and the right action starts happening, the impressions and um, results become positive, which then forms the basis for a good thought again. So all of them are very much interlinked. The mind, intellect, impressions all have to be strengthened to have a soul fitness. So this is to just for us to understand, we divided like fitness. What does it mean by fitness of physical body, fitness of soul? But we have to treat it as a whole, because we are a combination of the physical body and the soul. They all always closely interlinked. So in the fitness of the physical body, the strength, we define it as like amount of force a particular muscle group can produce in one effort. Similarly, the fitness of soul means it has to have the strength to tackle any situation with respect, stability, and dignity. And flexibility in the physical body gives a good range of motion. And flexibility in the soul means we need to develop this ability to accept or accommodate and tolerate the situations or other souls who we come in interactions with. And endurance gives the ability to withstand stress, pain, and fatigue. Endurance over time, if we practice more and more, if we do more and more exercise, we develop more and more endurance. And for the soul, it means to have a balanced life under any circumstances. And when the physical body is fit, all organ systems are functioning well together. The heart, brain, lungs, digestive system, everything is functioning well, body weight is normal, heart rate, blood pressure, everything is normal, means it's a fit physical body. And emotional health is good, not under the influence of the negative emotions, depression, anxiety, all these things will go away if the fitness of the soul is right. So again, as we said, soul and body fitness are closely interlinked. When we have soul fitness means there is not too much stress, so not too many stress hormones, then the physical body will be fit automatically. So the second D in our formula is a combination of the desire to be fit inside out, complete fitness. And the desire is not enough. We need to be disciplined to put that into practice. And to put into that practice, we need determination and dedication to dive into that healthy lifestyle. So that's our second D, is the combination to dive into the healthy lifestyle. So lifestyle is the most important thing. A consistent daily routine is a strong healing force, and I think we all notice this, we all experience this. If we do something consistently, then we see the benefit in it. But if we just do here and there, then we don't see that much benefit. It is a very strong healing force, doing anything consistently. And to do that, we have to change our attitude a little bit from telling ourselves, I'm busy, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this, to be easy. When we are easy at ourselves, then we find the time, definitely we will find time from other wasteful things that we might be doing which are not empowering us. We can make our time to follow into a healthy lifestyle. So the best solution is busy to be easy. The whole game of the mind will be changed with that, and this gives the soul and body fitness. And we can always give a pause and question ourselves, is there any other way? From being busy to be easy is the best solution. So healthy lifestyle is important for both physical and soul fitness. And healthy lifestyle includes diet, exercises for fitness and weight management, and rest and sleep is really equally important. So we'll go into each of them. So smart diet for the body. This is the age of smart devices, right? We have smartphones, smart TVs, smart cars, smart homes, everything is smart. We choose smart devices because they make us life easy. With little effort, we get more benefit from them. So this is the age of all these smartphones and devices. So we have to take a smart diet also. We can check ourselves, am I making the choice of my diet a smart diet which makes me easy, which makes me light and happy, or what am I choosing? That's really important for us to know. And the father of medicine, Hippocrates, says, let food be thy medicine. So food is the most important thing for us. To have a carefree life, we have to be careful of what we feed our body and the soul. So eat natural And plant-based diet is the best diet, smart diet. And we have to eat at proper times and in proper quantity, and avoid animal food. It is very inflammatory, well proven and well studied. Um, like well studied, they make rats in one day they feed vegetable food, one day they feed animal food, and they noticed in their blood, they noticed the inflammatory chemicals are more, and that is to prove at the bench level, at the research level. But like every day in my practice, patients tell, oh, this festival time, party time, I ate more of this red meat or seafood or whatever, and then my joints got swollen. So I hear it every day. They know that animal food is very inflammatory. So we really have to gently question ourselves or check ourselves, what am I giving to my body? And taking our food in silence with gratitude, whatever we have, even in the lockdown time, we are getting everything now. Filling the positive thoughts in it rather than while talking, watching TV, or checking mobile phones. And we had a webinar on wholesome nourishment to heal body and soul last week, which was the whole webinar on diet. So please check it out if you did not attend. Details are in the chat box, so we will not go more into the diet in this webinar. So the next is exercises for the body. So body exercises, we have to be in the lap of nature ideally when possible. Right now it's not safe to go out much, but when possible we have to be in the lap of nature. Naturally our body heals, and this is very important in getting fit and staying healthy both for body and mind. And I also heard this from my teachers, that we add that much minutes of time to our life of what we spend in the exercise. Even if our weight and BMI are normal, we still have to do exercise, because sedentary lifestyle is the cause for many problems. Like if we see patients, they're very thin built, nothing, they are not overweight or obese, but they have fatty livers, which is fat accumulation in the liver. Why do they have? Because they don't have much overweight, but sedentary lifestyle is the reason for fatty liver, one of the causes. So it doesn't have to be just the weight control. Being active is really important for the whole body fitness and being healthy. And we have to strengthen our muscles, otherwise it will be replaced by fat. So we have to choose to do exercise to get stronger and fit. So benefits of exercise, I think you all know very, very well. Just to go over it, it helps for the body and the mind. The physical exercise is not just for the physical body, it is for our mind also. Because like we discussed earlier, the relaxation pathway. Similarly, exercise also releases good hormones in our body, happy hormones you call. The endorphins and enkephalins are called happy hormones. Those are released when you do exercise, and which make our mood stable and happy. So we can improve our mood, improves the sleep, improves the thinking, weight is controlled, and most importantly, exercise is one of the methods to strengthen our immune system. Apart from the diet that helps immune system, exercise is very important to boost our immune system also. And as you all know, heart diseases, brain diseases, lung problems, everything, for everything exercise is the answer also. So how much do we need to do exercise? These are the adult exercise guidelines from CDC and Heart Association also. So 150 minutes a week, at least 150 minutes a week, moderate intensity aerobic activity. Anything that gets your heart beating a little faster counts. So that includes biking, swimming, walking and gardening, things like that. And walking is considered the queen of the exercises actually. So we can do that to make 150 minutes a week at least. And if we are tight on time, at least start with just 5 minutes, it all adds up. So we have to tell ourselves at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes if we are not doing already. And muscle strengthening activity, which includes a little bit of heavy lifting and strengthening muscles exercises, at least 2 days a week, that helps also. And then it's always important, we have to move our way only. Increase the amount and intensity gradually over time, and every person should check how much they can do safely and without problems. They can check themselves and should be checked with the primary care physician or their cardiologist to how much they can do. It's not the same rule for everyone, right? So we have to check our own selves and with our doctors, and we have to spend less time sitting. Even light intensity activity can offset some of the risks of being sedentary. So we don't have to think I'm not able to do half an hour, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, everything to start, it adds up. So in these exercises, I just want to make a mention of two things today for the physical body exercises. Sun salutations are very, very important. Lot of us don't pay much attention to it, but when I started doing, that's when I noticed that how important these are. So I really wanted to share these things. Surya Namaskar, sun salutations, it's a complete exercise which involves the physical, mental and spiritual aspects required for the overall well-being. So as you see, there are many poses, there are many asanas in sun salutations. Again, we have to check ourselves and with the doctor whether all of these are okay for us. Let's say somebody has back pain, they might not be able to do some of these, but if we can, it's important to do them, because as you notice, in one exercise it's inhaling, in the other pose it's exhale, inhale, exhale, hold the breath, like that. So with every movement there's also focus on the breathing. So it's really helpful for the physical body and the breathing, and it calms down our mind so much because we are so focused on the breathing and the movement. It increases our flexibility and improves our mind also. So benefits are, it strengthens the body, and it also helps relax our mind, improves flexibility, burns excess fat, builds mental focus, blood circulation, improves the functions of internal organs, muscle tone is improved, posture is improved, and sleeplessness won't happen. It will help with the insomnia also. So just to get a quick idea, how many calories we burn with one round of Surya Namaskar is up to 14 calories for a person of average weight. And the recommended is usually, they say 12 to 14, 12 cycles we have to do. It won't take more than half an hour to do that. And how many calories we are burning in 30 minutes of different workouts, we'll see. Weightlifting 200, tennis 200 around, basketball 265 and all. And if you see sun salutations, the highest here, 417 calories. If we can do that many cycles, it's really good. But again, we have to do at our own pace of how much we can do. But along with the treadmill or any other aerobic activities we are doing, it's important to do this in the morning, especially around the sunrise time, because midday sun is like, those rays are harmful, but around sunrise time in the early morning, it is good to have the sunbathing. And you all might have heard sunbathing is so important to get vitamin D and staying fit. When possible, we can do outside, but if not, inside the home in the morning, empty stomach. If we practice this, this will really help for our physical body and to relax the mind also. So next one, I wanted to focus on physical exercises, the breathing exercises. It's called pranayama. Prana means life force, and yama is like a controlling the life force. In different exercises, they teach different ways of breathing, which helps to control our breath. This is also really, really important. And I think we all understood the importance of fresh air now, especially at work when we wear the mask all day, can't breathe in fresh air. We're not able to go out to feel the fresh air. With the mask, you're breathing your own air that you exhaled, and people are getting headaches with it also. So we really have to give importance to our breathing and strengthen our lungs. So it's a very vital part of our life, breathing, but we pay very little attention to it. If you start focusing, we will know that we're not taking a complete deep breath. With our busy schedules, we are taking only very fast and shallow breathing. Almost all the time, the lower half of the lungs are not getting expanded with our regular breathing. So a complete deep breath is very vital. Expanding even the lower lungs is very vital, because once we train our lungs to fill completely our capacity. So the daily breathing exercises train our lungs and improve the capacity of our respiratory system immensely. And that helps with the immune system, and that helps to fight off any infection more easily than not having the lungs trained well. So it helps to deliver oxygen well to all the organs and tissues. So it's really important to have a complete deep breath, expanding even the lower half of the lungs. So pranayama also helps in the control of the nervous system. When we focus on our breath with the inhale, exhale things, the autonomic nervous system that governs the essential functions of the body, like heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure, all of these get controlled very well. They get toned very well. So they really have positive effects with the pranayama. And one important thing on one of these pranayamas, there's something called hummingbee breath or Brahmari pranayama. You all might, some of you might know. And that it's so simple pranayama exercise. It increases the nitric oxide in the sinuses, and they are saying it's antibacterial, antiviral also. So there's so much going on that practice may help to prevent the infection from this virus also. And it doesn't take more than a few minutes. You inhale from your nose and exhale with the doing the humming sound with mouth closed. So you can check into the videos and good videos or teachers who are teaching this pranayama. And now we cannot do, because we all have had food and all. This has to be done like empty stomach in the morning. So you can look into the videos of this pranayama and learn simple exercises of breathing to start with, and you will feel yourself. Until I started practicing this, I never felt the importance that much or gave that importance that much, but it really calms the mind and helps to strengthen us. As you see in the slide, it helps in reversing the heart diseases, increases the energy, it gives us a sense of calmness, and blood pressure improves, positivity increases, a lot of benefits with it. And also we can incorporate remembrance of God, the divine in it. When we inhale, we can breathe in the love, the joy, power from God, and spread it in our body and radiate it out when we exhale the breath. And there are some types, I just named a few of them. You can learn them with the YouTube videos or a teacher or yoga teacher, whoever. But this alternate nostril breathing is very simple again, but very powerful. It calms our mind so much. Hummingbee breath, as we said, provides nitric oxide in the sinuses, and that helps. Udgit pranayama means saying the chanting of Om after taking a deep breath, which really helps calming our mind. So today's topic, I really wanted to focus on the pranayama and sun salutations as part of the exercises, apart from this gym treadmill and things like that. So we went over the exercises for the body. So we'll look into the exercise for the mind. The mind, so we said for the food for the body is eat natural, and the exercise is be in the lap of the nature, and the exercise for the mind and diet for the mind is to be natural. To be natural means to be in our true nature, which is the being, the soul. If we remember constantly that we are the peaceful beings, loveful beings that are controlling this physical body, automatically we spread that peace in our body, we spread that love to our body, we feel our body, heal our body, and spread the same thing. So we just have to remember, I am a knowledgeful, pure, peaceful, loveful, happy, blissful powerful soul. Just being natural is our diet and exercise. I am the soul, point of light, dazzling in between the eyebrows, on the forehead, the master of this physical body. And I am the child of the Supreme Father. So if we keep reminding ourselves, staying in that consciousness really helps us. Again, diet for the mind, also smart diet. The smart diet should always make us feel happy and light. And what makes that happy and light our body and mind? Positive thoughts. So here it says positive thoughts generate positive feelings and attract positive life. So whatever we think, we attract that. So we better think only positive, because when we think positive, the feelings will be positive and we attract positive life. So positive thoughts should be throughout the day. It is just not enough to have good thoughts at the time of prayer in the morning or at the time of meditation only. It has to be all through the day, because again, consistency is important here. If we waste our energy with the negative thoughts all during the day, and if we just sit in meditation or prayer for a few minutes with the positive thoughts, the effect is not that strong. So the diet will be reading spiritual reads in the morning and keeping one virtue or quality in the mind to practice the whole day. And positive affirmations in the morning when we wake up is an important exercise for the mind to be practicing these mind exercises. And staying away from social media for 1 hour after waking up at least is very, very important, because we don't want to feed anything wasteful or negative. We want to feel positive in the morning. So an example of positive affirmations to begin the day. It says here, every morning shower yourself with spiritual knowledge to bloom like a flower the whole day. We have to shower ourselves with the good affirmations and spiritual knowledge. An example could be, it won't take more than few minutes, but we have to tell this to ourselves and experience. I am a peaceful being. I am the child of the divine. I am under the canopy of protection of my divine Father, Mother, the parent, eternal parent. I express my gratitude to the divine, my body, which is helping me to experience everything, and the 5 elements, my family, and everyone. And we can sit in silence and share with the divine whatever we want to tell our parent or a close friend, and in whatever relation we want to, we can share it in the morning, so we will feel light and be able to be productive during the day. So here, if you see in the picture, the inner star, the star of light, as we discussed earlier, our soul, the source of unique light, the living energy, we are full of peace, love, purity, powers, bliss, happiness, and knowledge. These are our original qualities. When we say be natural, means we should be in the consciousness of a peaceful being, loveful being, happy being, knowledgeable one. So this is our true self. The outer circle, which says all negative emotions which are foreign to us, they are not our original emotions. Anger, ego, jealousy, comparison, guilt, hatred, greed, attachment, fear, and sadness. All of these are the negative emotions which are causing the burden on the soul. So how do we remove this extra burden on our soul so we can be light and happy? You can ask the question to yourself, how do we remove this extra weight? We all feel the burden, right? The anger, ego, when we are under those emotions, we feel so heavy. And once we are peaceful and remove that anger, we feel very light. So the answer is, meditation is the answer to remove this extra burden. With meditation, we fill in more and more of our positive qualities. So automatically the negativity will go away. So what does meditation include? So we all have been hearing meditation helps to strengthen our mind. For sharp intellect, we need meditation. So how does it help us? So what does it include? We'll see. So the first step is silence and focusing within. So silence is not just the external silence. Silence is not just the external noise. We have to silence our mind and focus within. And how do we silence our mind? We can't stop it thinking. We cannot stop the mind from thinking, but we can redirect it from thinking negative to something positive and pure and elevated, because the mind's job is to think. So we can't stop it from thinking, but in that sweet silence, we can make the focus of the mind towards our inner being, the true self, the peaceful being, loveful being. So the silence is important, silencing the mind. And the next step is the deepening the divine connection. We need to charge our soul, the inner being, with the virtues from the ocean of virtues. We'll look into that in the next slide. And the third thing is, as we heard, once we fill in ourselves with positive virtues, there will be no place for the negativity. When there is so much positivity, it's filled with that, and we don't have enough space for the negative qualities. So focusing on filling positive is important rather than cutting away the negativity. Easier thing is to start focusing the positive qualities, then the negative gets automatically removed. And then sharing and using these virtues in all our interactions, because we just don't want to stay happy, peaceful at the time when we are doing meditating. The goal is we have to translate all these qualities in our day-to-day interactions, because we have to come into interactions with our family, work, outside world. So we want to share all these positive qualities and virtues in our interactions for us to have a blissful life, happy life. So in sharing, you all might have understood that Newton's law is there. Where there is an action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The boomerang effect, whatever you throw out will come back to you. So when we give positive thinking, we will get the positive. When we give love, we will get love. Those are the laws, the physical, scientific laws. But I'll share a small or very beautiful example. Let's say a mother gives a lunchbox to the child, and he goes to the school and shares the lunch with his friends, and he feels so happy that his friends liked the food that he got, and the child is so happy, friends are so happy, and he comes home and tells mom. So what does mom do tomorrow? She definitely will give extra food for the child so that he could have food and he could share it with more friends for them to be happy. So when we start sharing our happiness, when we start sharing our peace to our fellow souls who we come into interaction, definitely our Supreme Father, Mother, God, the Supreme Parent will fill us with more peace, with more happiness, so we can share it more and more. So that's how sharing improves our receiving also. So deepening the divine connection is the third D in our formula. So the awareness that I am a soul, the child of the divine, helps us strengthen our soul. So we all know that we all souls are discharged a little bit. We all are looking for peace because we're lacking in somewhat the peace or happiness or joy, which we can't just get from others because everybody is in that state. The only person who can give all these with unconditional love is the ever pure, the ocean of virtues, our supreme parent, the eternal parent. So deepening that divine connection is the most important thing in becoming fit with the soul and the body. We can experience the love of the relationships with him, all the relationships. We want to call him mother, father, brother, friend, guide, whatever relation we want, whenever we want. Always remember, he's only a thought away. I connected to him, my soul. I connected to him, the supreme soul. In this divine connection, I experience all the love and virtues from the parent. So we will just meditate for a few minutes and we'll know what are the steps in meditation before that. So how to meditate is the next question, right? We all understood that meditation is the answer to get the extra weight off the burden of our soul, the negativity, to get rid of the negativity. So 5 simple steps but powerful steps is, first step is relaxation. We have to relax our body and mind when we sit for a few minutes, focus on that. Then concentrating on one particular quality we want to focus on. Then realization of that quality, contemplating on that quality, and then in meditation, we experience that. So we'll take one quality of peace now and we will experience that for a couple of minutes. We will follow these steps and experience that and see how we meditate. Remember that I am a soul, tiny point of light, and my mind gets connected to what I think. Whatever I think, I am in connection with that. So I use my thoughts to connect to what I want, which is God. We want to connect to God, the ocean of virtues. So we will practice it a couple of minutes now. Take a deep breath. Relax your body. Choose the thought of peace and try to repeat it in your mind silently. The word peace. We don't have to rush to experience the peace, but just repeat the thought to concentrate on the thought peace. If the mind wanders, gently come back to the word peace. And slowly visualize how you feel if you are a peaceful being at your home, how you feel if you're a peaceful being at work and in all your interactions. As you visualize that, how you feel when you're peaceful, we realize that I am a peaceful being. I am a peaceful being. I am the child of the divine who is the source of peace. He is the ocean of peace. And I absorb the qualities of peace from my parent. As I realize and experience that peace within me, the more and more I realize I become that peaceful being. I become that peaceful being. I spread the peace to my whole body, and I spread the peace to my surroundings also. Om Shanti. So we can follow these steps. Let's say if you want to follow, if you want to experience happiness, joy, just keep relaxed, concentrate on the thought of being happy and realize how you feel you're happy, and fill yourselves with that happiness from the divine source, the parent, and experience that happiness and become that happy being. We did quickly because of the time, but we follow these steps slowly. You can relax for 5-10 minutes, you can concentrate on a thought for 5-10 minutes, you can contemplate on that thought 5-10 minutes, and then experience that for some time depending on your time. So that's how you meditate on each quality. So, like, to prevent back strain at work, we all have, I think, at the workplaces here and there, they put office stretches. You just sit at your desk and do it because they don't want us, our backs to be strained, and our health should be perfect when we are working, because most of the work is just sitting, sitting, sitting. So we have quick things to stretch the back at the office. Few stretches they teach us, even you are sitting, you can do some stretches to prevent the back strain. And for the eye strain, they say take a break every 20 minutes for 20 seconds. Look at something 20 feet away so that the eye strain is gone, because nowadays all the work is computer based, right? So to prevent the eye strain, this is the thing they teach us. But how do we prevent the stress and strain in the mind? Not just the meditation in the morning, evening is enough, right? In the busy day, so we need to have something to focus on, to pause and to experience these qualities even during the day. So we have very good apps. It's called Just a Minute. Every hour it reminds you, and there are a couple of minutes of meditation, just a minute of meditation, to come back to our essence, that I am peaceful, I am courageous, I am powerful, I can get through this, I can do this. So very simple 1 minute meditations every hour. You can download that app, and there is something called B Zone app, which is again a similar app which gives you few minutes of meditation. So these things will really help to focus during the whole day. Every hour 1 minute if we take, that prevents the stress and strain on the mind. So while we are doing the physical body exercises, we have to do the mind exercises also. And the last thing we want to focus on is the rest and sleep. And body will feel rested only when the mind is rested at night. So before we sleep, we just have to let everything go out of our mind, then waste and negative information, just sharing it everything with the divine parent, and being away from the social media for at least an hour before we sleep. That keeps our subconscious mind very clean and clear. That way we get rested very well even if we sleep an hour less. But if we keep our subconscious mind very active with all the wrong information at night, we can't get a good sleep even if we sleep for 10 hours. So it's really important. And the other thing is, body will be healthy and function well only when it follows the circadian rhythm. A lot of processes in the body's digestive system and respiratory system, all these, they follow the rules of the day. So if we just stay awake for longer hours at night and don't wake up in the morning right time, that will definitely alter our body's functioning, and that will make us feel not good. So following a daily routine and making our mind rested well night will give us a body that is rested well also, and that helps to be fit again. So the 3 Ds are: discover the self, and the second D is the desire and determination and discipline and dedication to dive into a healthy lifestyle. The third D is the deepening the divine connection to be fit completely. So Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization, quick introduction is, it's a non-profit organization founded in 1937. It has a global presence in 130 countries with more than 8,000 centers and over 1 million practicing members. And the motto is to share spiritual knowledge that enables self-transformation and world transformation. Always the focus is on the self transformation. Then only we can transform the world around us. It cultivates a deep collective consciousness of peace and individual dignity of each being, and it transforms our perspective from material to spiritual. And the local center we have in Silicon Valley in Milpitas, it's led by our sister Kusum Kejriwal. She has been the director of the center for 25 years and has been helping thousands of people in transforming themselves and leading better lives. We offer free Raj Yoga meditation courses, webinars, events, and kids living value and parenting classes. We have it in 540 South Abel Street, Milpitas. And we are very, very happy to let you know that we have a live webinar with Sister Shivani on sailing through turbulent times on Saturday, May 23rd, starting at 6 p.m. I think a lot of you know Sister Shivani. She's a very well-known motivational speaker with a strong background of science and spirituality. She makes complicated things also to understand in a very simple way and gives practical solutions of how we can follow it in our day-to-day lives. So I would really, really encourage all of you to attend the webinar and share it with your family and friends for this webinar coming Saturday, May 23rd. And please register it. And this svbrahmakumaris.org/pkshivani, and we have all these details in our chat box also, so please take a note of them. And the other upcoming events are Raj Yoga meditation course for beginners, which starts today, May 16th at 4 p.m. So please register at this site, and all these are in the chat box. And you can also visit our YouTube channel for our previous webinars and events. And we have daily live meditation for beginners from 7:30 to 8. No prior experience is needed. It is with audio and visual commentaries, and it will be really, really peaceful and calming and helpful. So you can join at this on YouTube.